So, out on the kitchen worktop, one Ryobi expanded head unit, 26 cc's, so a small little engine. I've already got another one of these. I actually bought this one off eBay in the hope that it would replace the one that I had, which was tending to cut out when it got too hot. But this one won't even start. So what I'm going to do is replace the carburetor. So the unit down here, I'm going to take that off and replace it. I've got one of these kits where they come with a new carburetor, new fuel pipes, fuel filter, some air filters, although the Ryobi doesn't have one of those, and replacement squeezy petrol caps. So I'm going to take off the bits on my unit. I'm going to start off with draining the petrol tank, getting all the gubbins out of there. These two screws will take it off. Then I'm going to take the carburetor off. These little torque screws there, they look about 15 or 20. To take this out to bracket off, those two screws are actually really long, so they come all the way out, and that should allow me to take the carb off. Once I've done that and stripped that back, my next job will be to effectively take the back cover off. So there are 1, 2, 3, there's another screw somewhere on the back here that holds on the back cover, which comes off. And then when you come round to the front, you can see a collection of screws around the front. I'm going to take all of these out. That allows this bit of the shaft to come forward, and you can actually therefore pull the engine out the back, as it were, which allows you to get the spark plug out, and I'm going to replace the spark plug as well. Once I've done all that and put it back together, hopefully we will have a petrol engine that wants to start. So that's the petrol tank off. There's actually 3 screws. There's one here, and one in the middle. So this point, and this point. Inside, you can kind of see, hopefully, the pipes they're not attached on the outside. They're just kind of snugly slot through the holes that are in the petrol tank. And from what I can tell, it's the one on the outside is the one that runs to the fuel filter, and I can see the fuel filter inside. So it's going to be a case of hooking the pipes and pulling them out, really, is going to be the way to kind of get those out. So that'll be next my job, clean this up, see if I can pull through those pipes and get them out and replace them with the new ones with the new fuel filter on. So, petrol tank cleaned up, managed to fish the pipes out. You can see the one on the outside has got fuel filter on it. The other one, just a straight pipe, which I imagine is the return feed pipe. I'm going to pull these through. Come on, that's one out. This one seems to be slightly more flexible for some reason. Those 2 are now pulled out. You can see it's just 2 holes drilled in to the tank through which the pipes pass. There's no clamps or anything. So what I'm going to do is measure up those pipes against the new one, push these back through, pull them through here again, attach the fuel filter onto it, and then drop them back in, and we'll see how we go. So there we go, new pipes threaded in. One of them's got the filter on the end. Just going to drop that back into the tank so it sits at the bottom. Pipe length that I got, I've still got a bit left over. There was more than plenty, and those actually I cut them longer than the original ones. So that's one job done. Put that to one side. Next one, I'm going to take the carb off. I think the only things really to note are there's a bit of a wire connector on the side which you just need to take a note of, because you'll have to reattach that on the new one. And that's about it really. As I say, it's pretty much these 2 bolts and off it comes. Oh, by the way, the ones on the petrol tank were Torx 25, and they look, I'll just try. Yeah, no, these are 20 on these ones here. So next job, strip that off. Okay, so the old carb is now off. And you can see the old, I'm just going to say washer, that's the wrong word. Gasket, that's the word I'm looking for. So new gasket on there, along with new, the only thing you need to kind of, obviously that's where the wire hooks in, this little one here, when you reassemble it, so it's just get that hooked in there, so that's all ready to go. Drop it back on, and job's good. It comes on, as I say, really long bolts which just go all the way through. I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to move on to the next bit, which is to get these covers off. So when you come back again, you should see quite a lot of the covers broken away off the back of the unit, so you can see a better look at it. Some people might say, with a certain disposition, and now for the fun bit. So I've taken off the back cover. There is 1, 2, 3, 1 in there, 4 screws to come out. And then on the front of the unit, there are all the screws that secure that to the back plate. So another 4 of those, there, and there. And then there are 4 screws which hold on to the pull cord mechanism inside. Now I did this with my old one, which is the reason I bought this off eBay, because I hadn't found an easy way of getting to this unit, getting the spark plug cover off without being able to get this bit out of the way. And in order to do that, you have to unscrew this bit. Now, the thing to note is, if you can see in the bottom here, and I know the light's not great, so let me try and move a bit. In the bottom here is the bottom of the string pull unit. And when you pull it out, that thing moves. So when you put it back in, the key bit is to try and get that lined up. It's really hard to describe without going through it, but it's probably the most painful bit of pulling this apart, in terms of trying to get that lined up when you slot it back together. Because if you don't do that, what happens is you can't get this bit back on top. So you can see the shafts, there we go, you can see it lifting up, and effectively that then allows you to get inside and get the cover spark plug out. You can also see this is the mechanism, and you've got to look out for this bit at the bottom here, has to be lined up with the hole that I pointed out to you. But other than that, it should be relatively straight sailing from here. Just need to unscrew and put in a new spark plug, and then reassemble the unit, put the carburetor back on, and we'll see whether we've ended up in a better place or not. So new spark plug in, old spark plug out. They're really quite diddy spark plugs. That's the reference for the plug, if you can see that. It's BPM R7A. Luckily enough, it's the same as the one that's come out. So that bit is now done. I'm going to have my normal fight with the puller again, and reassemble the motor back into the housing. So there we go, all back together. Petrol tank cleaned, new carb on it, new spark plug in it. All we need to do now is put some fuel in it and see if it will start, which it wouldn't do before. Off to the next step. So now the proof is in the pudding. Let's see if it works. Perfect. Working again.